أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. Dear brothers and sisters of Islam, those of you who were following our programs, in this series of Islamic programs, we have decided to talk about the Islamic issues. And now, these days, we talk about the women's rights in Islam. And we want to know that what is the opinion of Islam about ladies and their rights? Is Islam a religion of men? Has Islam humiliated the ladies? Ladies and women, do they have any dignity and honor in Islam? These are some of the questions. The issue of inheritance, the issue of blood money, the issue of polygamy, and these issues, of course, we discussed them. There were questions regarding these issues. We mentioned the questions and we answered. Once again, I emphasize that the time of the programs are very short. Just we touch the matter here very briefly, and the details, of course, should be studied by yourselves, and you can do more researches on the web and find a lot of authentic books in the libraries and do more studies about these issues. Here, as long as the time allows us, we just mention the matter and give a very brief answer to that question. Today, we want to talk about the issue of temporary marriage. In Islam, we have two types of marriages. We have an-nikah, which is the permanent marriage, and we have al-mut'ah, which is the temporary marriage. This matter has become one of the issues that some of the enemies of Islam have criticized Islam, that why in Islam temporary marriage is being permitted. And I also want to say that even among Muslims, there are some groups of Muslims who are against the issue of temporary marriage. But what we are trying to say is that the issue of temporary marriage is something that the Holy Prophet of Islam, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he told it, he approved of it, and he explained it. Even we have verse of the Holy Quran indicating this issue. And from the explanations of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and from the practices of the companions of the Holy Prophet of Islam, we conclude that temporary marriage is something which is not deniable. Nobody can deny it in Islam. It's a fact. And we want to say that this is one of the very developed, in fact, laws of Islam. Islam, in fact, by this temporary marriage has solved a lot of social problems, a lot of moral problems. Those who criticize this issue, I want to say that they have not understood it properly. They have misunderstood. Otherwise, if we understand it properly, not only we will object, but also we will admire Islam of such type of rulings and teachings. You see, brothers and sisters, human being has a lot of faculties, a lot of instincts. One of the instincts of any human being is the sexual instinct. It is very powerful among the instincts of human being. We can say it is the most powerful. And according to some of the psychoanalysts, these people believe that this is the only instinct in human being. These psychoanalysts say that the main instinct of any human being is the sexual instinct. The faculty of passion is very powerful within any human being. Now, what should we do in a situation, in a circumstances that there is a young boy or a young girl and they cannot marry a permanent marriage because of any reason, because they are studying, for example, because they have traveled to a long trip, or because of financial problems or other reasons, they have not managed to marry a permanent marriage. What is your prescription for them? Do you want to tell them to suppress that instinct? To suppress it? Is it a good solution? Of course it is not. Islam does not advise us to live like monks and nuns. It is not acceptable in Islam, as some of the monks and nuns, they believe that they must not marry. In Islam, marriage is very advised. Islam says that an-nikahu sunnati faman raghiba an sunnati falaysa minni. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that marriage is from my sunnah. If anybody does not follow it, as if he is not from me. And we have a lot of traditions which say that when a young man marries, in fact, he has observed half of his religion. Marriage is very advised in Islam. To be single throughout of your life is not permitted in Islam. We don't want to talk about exceptions. No. Generally, Islam says that men and women must marry, because marriage is establishing the foundation of a family, and it will establish a very peaceful and prosperous community. Now, to suppress that desire, that instinct, sexual instinct, is not acceptable. So what is the solution? Do you want to suggest that they go for prostitution? This is corruption. The Western countries, unfortunately, they have agreed. They have accepted. And this is why that there are a lot of corruptions. But Islam does not allow it. Due to those free of relations, illegal relations, a lot of diseases, a lot of problems have been have come among the societies. Islam says that in such cases, we advise this young boy and this young girl to marry, but temporarily, not permanently. Therefore, the issue of temporary marriage in Islam is a fact. We can't deny it. But what is its nature? We will explain, inshallah, in next program that what is the nature of temporary marriage. Is it the same of prostitution? Of course it is not. We will explain it in next program. Until then, thank you very much. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.